This is kvci.blogspot.com. I'm George Foster Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia. On YouTube, I have highlighted much history about the Brooks County and the Quitman 10 outstanding citizens that were arrested for alleged voter fraud on December 21st, 2010. I traveled to Quitman last week and I picked up a copy of the continuance by Judge Lane. And today in the Valdosta Daily Times, the headlines read, Quitman 11 trial delayed. Voter fraud case originally scheduled to start today. And that is true. I cut this clip because I want you to know that the Quitman 10+2 case have received much attention, mostly by outside news media outlets. Patrick Davis out of Macon, Georgia, I must commend him for the outstanding research and information he has provided to the people of the state of Georgia and national civil and human and women rights leaders across the nation. Thank you so very much. I also would like to thank the late Senator Robert Brown, Helen Butler, oh my God, and I can't forget Representative Tyrone Brooks, Representative David Lucas and his wife, Gabio, the People's Agenda, Reverend Joseph Lowry, Attorney Janet Mathis for Operation Push of the Jesse Jackson organization, and as well as the Honorable Al Sharpton for sending a representative down to be at the last Gabio conference last year. And we want to thank all of these people. I would be remiss if I didn't mention NAACP National President Jealous, as well as the Georgia State Conference President Edward Dubose, along with SCLC President Mostella, as well as my beautiful brother Bobby Worthy, who has an organization called the Justice League. I am very happy to have all of this support and all of the attention that has been gathered to the Quitman 10 here in South Georgia. However, it seems as if though much of the news is being ignored, but we're going to continue to do our part down here in the bottom of South Georgia to keep you informed. Now, the Valdosta Daily Times staff reports that this particular case with the Quitman 10+2 have been postponed or continued. It was due to go to trial today. The Quitman 10+2 have told me last week that they are willing and wanting, eager to tell their story. But something happened, as the paper says, that they talked with Sheriff Dewey, and it states that Dewey did not know the reason for the continuance and said no new trial date has been set, and that is true. However, I know why, a part of why the case was continued is because, number one, and I have the record, is that many believe that the selection or the jury pool was not done properly and according with the best interest of the 10+2 outstanding citizens. Now, what I mean is the information that I got is that 75% of the people in the pool are white Caucasians. 25% were black. And so after closer research and scrutiny by the people who should do such, have came to the conclusion that they needed to have their attorney to get a continuance in this case until such time as a legal jury selection process was put in place. Now, if there is problems in this jury selection process for this particular case, listen please, Secretary of State and the Attorney General, the Governor of the state of Georgia, as well as the Justice Department, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, may want to look at maybe how they are going to choose the juror for this high-profile case. And moreover, they just may need to look at other juries that have been set up in Brooks County there may have been a process that was unfair for other cases. Now you may ask me, Brother Ryan, why do you say that? I say it because red flags is going up all over the place now. I'm asking you to read or Google Patrick Davis, the Examiner. Listen. Google the Examiner in Macon, Georgia, and read Patrick Davis' last letter about the Kendrick Johnson death or murder, or he just died accidentally, whatever it may be. Read his story. Then go back and read Patrick Davis out of Macon of the Examiner. Read his outstanding articles concerning the Quitman 10 alleged voter fraud case. Read about Gotti, who was murdered at the radio station G95, Magic 95, as well as Kendrick Johnson that died for whatever reason at the Lowndes County High School gymnasium. Now the paper highlights the fact that the original Quitman 10 plus 2 were arrested for alleged absentee ballot handling, and along with other allegations brought about by the G.B.R. But there was also other problems in Brooks County that have been totally ignored. For instance, I walked the street with the prominent pastor here in Valdosta when this first happened. The people said that they were intimidated by the G.B.R. People in little small towns have a story to tell, but nobody investigated them. I took some video footage of people. In addition to that, there was a meeting held in Brooks County, where let me put it like this, at the voters election office in Brooks County. And at that meeting, we had been in the meeting for at least 30 minutes. Then Nancy Denner, who is one of the Quitman 10, asked a question. When is this meeting going to start? Where is the recording secretary? Where was this meeting advertised? Why is it that we can't get minutes from previous meetings at the Brooks County, from the Brooks County Board of Elections office? There was other questions that were asked, and you can see all of that on previous videos that I put on YouTube, because I'm a retired veteran, and I believe that the citizens have a right to know. They should not be left deaf, dumb, and blind to the times when it comes down to 12 outstanding people in Brooks County being brought up on charges. And I believe that there's a great possibility that some people did not like the fact that when the Quitman 10 plus 2, 3 of those individuals were on the Brooks County Board of Education board, they were removed by Republican Governor Nathan Deal by executive order. And because the Quitman 10 plus 2 did not go to trial in a speedy time limit, they were reinstated. And of course, you have already read it in the local South Georgia newspapers, including the Quitman Free Press and the Thomas B. Valdosta Daily Times, that Miss Superintendent Folsom was going to resign. I'm only asking you to go back and check the record how long ago she was supposed to resign. But after the Quitman 10 was removed from the board, I guess she chose not to retire. And after they were put back on the board, she did retire. And so now we must ask a question. What's going on here? Is it because that was the first time in Brooks County and Quitman history that blacks have been in a position of authority and outnumbered whites on the Brooks County Board of Education? This is something that must be asked. Moreover, at this meeting, back to the Board of Elections now, at this meeting, there was things that was brought up that was such degree until Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp sent an investigator down from Macon to investigate the problem that was brought up from that public meeting in Brooks County that was not advertised, that no minutes was being recorded, and that had not been publicized, along with other things such as even that Ken Collins asked, made a statement, well, I'm just going to resign from the board. Well, be that as it may. You don't know nothing about that because there was no advertisement, so the news media was not there. Nobody knew what was taking place at this public meeting in the state of Georgia. And so we can only ask, where is the Georgia Attorney General? If we have public meetings here in South Georgia that are not publicized, no recording secretary to record what takes place at a public meeting in 2013, can't find minutes of previous meetings, duh, as some people say, duh. So now, how can we say that this is the new South when we fail to do what is right in God's word? I want to close this out, but before I close this out, I want you all to know the reason I do this is because I believe in the greatness of the founding fathers of this republic. Although they were white European people, at least they had a sense of trying to do what was right in God's word. So if we sit back as active duty military, retired military veterans, disabled military veterans, as followers of Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, or any of the other people that we have put so much confidence in and believe in, and yet we say we love Jesus, but can't stand up for the principles of which this nation was said to be founded upon. Come on, what's wrong with this? So I'm going to leave you now, but I just wanted to draw your attention to the article in the Valdosta Daily Times, and we want to thank Kay Harris and others at the Times for doing what we believe they need to do. And what she said in the paper, or what the Times staffer said yesterday in the opinion column, that they have a responsibility to keep the general public informed. That's all we've been saying for 20 to 30 years. We only have one newspaper. I frequent America's Georgia, and they have 4 to 5 or 5 to 7 newspapers. And we commend them, and we believe that Valdosta, a metro city, home to Moody Air Force Base, home to Georgia Military College, home to Wiregrass Technical College, home to Kendaloo Golf Course, home to Wild Adventures Theme Park, home to Francis Lake Golf Course, and many other historic sites. And in order for us to continue to get businesses into Valdosta, and for people to come and send their children to Valdosta State University, we need some investigative reporting. We need some answers as to why Valdosta and Lowndes County are leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths, with 31 jail deaths from 1994 to 2009. And from 2009 to present, heaven, don't nobody know how many have died, because they found out they don't want to report it anymore. And our news media here in South Georgia are quiet. The religious community here in the Bible Belt are quiet. The mothers, the fathers, the sisters, the brothers, the little children of the parents that have died for whatever reason are quiet. The fact that we have inmates on camera talking about rats as big as cats in the old jail, yet nobody will address the issues, and we have been highlighting it and highlighting and highlighting and highlighting before local, state, and federal governments, including Eric Holder's office of the Justice Department. Yet we say and we lie and we claim to love veterans. Well, hell, many people that died in the jail were military veterans. Yes. So do we not care about human life here in Valdosta, this metro metropolis? I think it's time for a change. What about you? Now, I close out by saying to you once again, It's amazing. In 2013, that the religious leaders are so quiet. It is amazing that in 2013 that people are living in fear. And if we don't wake up, I'm sorely afraid. You know, our children will go deeper under the spell of the Leviathan, and they won't stand up for anything. We must remember, there's no need of us going to church every Sunday and dipping, and dipping, and dipping. Dipping means to duplicate Jesus, duplicate King, duplicate the son of Amram and G.B.R. Moses, but we will not stand up for what is right and just in God's word. What say you, the American people? There come a time in this life when life ain't worth living if we cannot work to build a better nation for our children and coming generations. Once again, this is George Boston Rhymes saying, bye-bye, we gone. Power to the people. And continue to watch this YouTube channel and tell other people to do likewise. Bye-bye, we gone.